Hi, welcome to your Vinyasa practice today. My name is Kathleen, if you haven't practiced with me before. We're going to come into quite a big sequence today. There's lots on the right before we transition into the left, but just stay with it. There's a few pauses and recovery points along that sequence as well. But with every class, grab props, blocks, bolsters, whatever you like to use throughout your practice. And as always, listen to your body, rest when needed. I'll always encourage you to tune in deeply so you know exactly what you need in each moment and each posture. So we'll begin, as we do with all of my classes, coming into child's pose. And I like to begin each class in this posture because it's very restorative, but it's not quite Savasana, not quite fall asleep time, but it's a very clear signal for the whole body and the whole mind just to tune into where we are and what we're doing right now. So let's find that signal for the body. That practice is about to begin. Just reaching arms forward, resting down onto the elbows. And then releasing the weight of the head down, resting onto the forehead. And see if you can start unlocking and unbracing around the neck and shoulders. Just encouraging the spine to be long, the hips to sink down towards the heels. And with this clear message and signal that practice is about to begin, it's like the breath knows this too. It immediately begins to soften and smooth out and become nice and deep. If you practice Ujjayi breathing, just finding that very soft restriction in the base of the throat. And we draw in full breaths, filling right into the belly, expanding the lungs and the chest, spreading across the collarbones. And then we feel that big breath we've taken in slowly start to leave the body. We can hear this breath, we can feel this breath. Creates an incredible anchor into the present moment when we just simply follow every inhale and every exhale. Just take a second to notice how you feel as you step onto the mat to practice today. Physically, energetically, mentally and emotionally. Just allow whatever needs to arise, bubble to the surface. We simply notice. With all these sensations and this feedback that we receive, we build a class for ourselves that serves. Maybe today it's a little slower, more passive and restorative. If you feel energy churning through the body that needs an outlet, it's time to breathe and flow. Let's take a huge collective breath in. Nice big releasing breath out. We're going to lift the elbows and the head just high enough. Create a little bit of space underneath you. Slide the right arm across the mat with the palm turned skyward. We're just going to rest for a moment on the outside of right shoulder. Just opening a little space behind the shoulder blade, across the upper back. Good, and then changing sides, reach right arm forward. Left arm sweeps across the mat. Nice little turn through the body. Just starting to deepen sensation. Good. As we reach forward with the left arm, we're going to slide the hands in a little. Rock forward. Bring the knees a bit closer. We're going to tuck all 10 toes under and then walk the hands up onto the thighs. So you may start to feel immediately a really nice big stretch underneath the feet, into the arch of the feet, right across the underneath side of the toes. If this feels a little too intense, of course, grab blocks and bolsters, take a little bit of weight and pressure out of the joints. But see if you can hold here just for a moment while we warm the upper body. We're going to link the fingers. Take them over the chest, a huge breath in to inflate the lungs. As we exhale, we're going to press the hands forward, tuck the chin and open the upper back. On the inhale, lift the arms overhead, really stretching the front side of the body. And then exhaling, curl in. Draw belly button to spine, press the fingers forward. Inhale up, maybe lifting the gaze a little. Exhale, round in. One more just like that. Just starting to follow the breath, connecting it to the timing of our movements. Last big lift. Release the hands, huge big circle down. Roll the shoulders out. I know that sensation and heat in the feet starting to build a little bit more. We'll come off them now. Hands walk forward. Untuck the toes. Tap out through the top of the feet. Move a little bit of blood back into the ankles. And we'll start to land into our first downward facing dog. Again, tucking all 10 toes. Inhale to lift the knees up into plank. And then exhaling into our first down dog. Just to continue warming through the lower body. Bend the knees really deeply. As we exhale, push the heels away, reach the spine long. 2 more. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten out. 1 more. And then exhale. Landing in down dog, but as always, feel free to find extra movement. I know if it's a morning practice, if the body feels quite stiff and a little cool, it takes a bit longer to warm up. Extra movement is necessary. Just even a little pedal out through the feet, a bending of the knees. Doesn't need to be big. Just start to move blood through the body. A little twist, always feel nice to open the waist around the rib cage. Good, spread the hands, soften the heart down, reach the hips back. Let's take a huge breath together. Nice big breath out. Bringing the gaze forward, little baby steps will walk us to the top of the mat. Halfway lifting, hands pressed to shins, nice long spine. Exhaling, hands to calves. Now bow forward, drop the weight of the head down. 2 more like that, halfway lift. Belly draws in strong, shoulders back. And then as we exhale, releasing the breath out, soften the upper body. Last one here. Exhale, folding. Just holding Uttanasana here, encouraging the spine to be really soft and loose. You might like to release the hands down, sweep them right to left. Again, encouraging just a long, soft spine, releasing through the back of the neck. You can definitely offer a bend into the knees here, just releasing hamstrings around lumbar spine. Little nod, little shake of the head. Just see, notice where you're holding. Notice if there's injuries or tightness. Notice where there's extra space in the body, where you feel quite balanced and strong. I really find our yoga practice lets us know exactly what's going on in the body for us at any moment. Good, and then releasing the hands down, bend the knees nice and deeply. We tuck the chin, drawing through the belly, and slowly begin to roll up. Take a few rounds of breath, really taking your time to uncoil, to lift and rise, to roll the shoulders back and down until we land into Tadasana, our mountain pose at the very top of the mat. Plugging the feet down and then drawing energy back up into the body. So we want to engage the thighs, lift them. Encourage that lift up through pelvic floor, drawing in through the bandha. Hands open, really buoyant and light across the chest. We begin with sun salutations. Let's really start to build heat and again, connect breath to movement. We inhale, lift the arms skyward. As we exhale, hands past the heart, we bow all the way forward. Halfway lifting, one breath. Step back to high push-up position just for this first round. Check in with how this power pose feels in the body. Really start to wake the feet up. Again, Tadasana in the body, active through thighs. Wrap the core, heart is open. Lots of options through Vinyasa, knees to the earth. We brace the belly, take a big breath. As we exhale, bend the elbows, start to lower the body down. We can choose now, baby cobra, rolling shoulders back, or pressing into the hands for upward facing dog. And then exhaling, lifting the hips up, rolling over the toes, sinking the heels, landing back into down dog. I'm going to take a couple more rounds through, just to continue warming through the body. Inhale together. Exhale out. Step or float forward, halfway lifting. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and lift and rise. Exhale, fold all the way down. Halfway lift, long spine, shoulders back. High to low push up as you exhale and lower down. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. One breath in. Nice big breath out. Step or float forward. Lift the heart up. Exhale, fold. Push through the feet. Circle to the sky. Exhale, follow your breath out the whole way down. Half lift. High to low push up. Remember your options, keep them low if you wish. If the body's energized, use all the higher options. Move and shift energy, one breath. Nice big breath out. We're going to step right foot straight through this time. Drop back, heel down. Inhale, arms overhead. Hands come down to the heart, warrior one. We're just going to set up the lower body and then add in an upper body flow. So warrior one, we want back pinky toes pressing down. Active through back thigh, so we're gently turning left hip forward. Sinking right knee over the ankle. And then there's a zipping up through the torso. So just holding steady here, soften the shoulders down, see if you can sink into the legs. And then we find our warm-up flow through upper body. Link the fingers, feel the breath. As we exhale, press hands forward, tuck the chin. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, curl in. Two more like that. Full big breath, lift the heart up. Exhale, pull belly button to spine. One more. This is the last time we rise up. Releasing the hands, circle them down. Right foot steps back. Your Vinyasa flow. Following our breath. Exhaling, meeting back. In down dog. One breath in. Nice big breath out. Left foot steps straight through. Drop back heel. Warrior one. Arms rise. Hands down to the heart. Organize lower body. So warrior one, we're gently turning the upper body forward. Whereas warrior two, it's all to the side. Want to push back pinky toe down, gently draw right hip around. And then just dropping the shoulders over the hips, sinking into the strength of the legs. Let's move and open chest and shoulders. Link the fingers, inflate the lungs. As we exhale, chin to chest, draw hands forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl in. Inhale. Exhale. This time as we come up, hold strong. Release the hands, circle down. Your vinyasa flow. Inhale, open the heart up. Exhale, back to downward dog. Pedal it out as you need. Spread the fingers. See if you can find your breath. Soften through the back of the neck. We find a little bit of a reset here. And then inhale, lift right heel high. Extending the leg up and then stepping through. Nice long lunge. I'm going to soften the back knee down now. We're going to come into a different variation of low lunge today. So bring the hands up onto the right thigh. Your back shin, your left shin is going to dial over towards right hand side. So we're coming onto the inside of the knee a little, opening a little more through the front of the left hip. But we're going to keep the torso turned forward, just to shift and change sensation a little. We're going to sink into the hips, drop the shoulders down, and then make this a little more dynamic. Inhale, lifting the arms. As we exhale, we're going to push the hips back, sweep the arms down, fan the toes. Rock forward, deep lunge. Exhale, hands float down, drop the head and the heart. 2 more. Last one. Draw the hips back, release the breath. And then rocking forward onto that right foot. Realigning the back shin, tuck the toes under. We're going to lift to runner's lunge. Hands are now going to walk down the left long side of the mat. So swivel back heel to the earth, turning the whole body and then shifting the heels in a little. So we've turned the toes out. We're going to sit the legs down, bring torso up, sumo squat here or yogi squat, whatever you like to call it. Stay low. Going to bring the arms up, so fingertips behind ears. Huge breath spreads the elbows. As we exhale, drop right elbow to right thigh. Use core strength, come back up nice and tall. Exhale over left hand side. Inhale, realign. Last one here, drop right elbow down, hold steady. You're going to release that right hand down towards the mat. You're going to sink a little lower into your squat so the fingertips can touch the earth. And then using the back of the arm bone, hold the thigh open. We're going to reach through left fingertips. So a nice deep squat twist here. Getting a little bit of a shake up through lower body as we hold steady. Slow your breath. Big inhale. Big breath out. We're going to transition to extended side angle. Back heel is going to push away from you. Front toes turn forward. We sink into the hips just a little lower and reach top arm over. So just reorganizing lower body to change position. Feel the reach through the fingertips as you plug that back heel down. Roll the chest open, not here for long, 1 more breath. Exhale out. Wind all the way up, reverse your warrior. As you float back up, start to straighten right leg. Trikonasana, right hand side. So a little bit of relief in that front leg with it straightened out. You can almost feel all the lactic acid draining from the muscles. Just enjoy the length of this posture. From the heels to the hips, from the tailbone to the crown. Huge big spread across shoulders. Just slow the breath. Look up, open top hand, fill. And then exhale, gaze down. Both hands land. We're going to square up hips and shoulders. Walk fingertips forward and kick into warrior three. So bracing the belly, I want you to focus on squeezing that left glute. Pushing the heel away. Holding steady here, soft through neck and shoulders. One more big breath. Bending that left knee, let it land behind the right. So we've crossed at the ankles and the shins. We halfway lift again. Soften into both knees. Bend upper body over. Getting a huge big stretch, not only in the hamstrings, but through the outer part of the leg. We used to say you stretch your ITB, but really it's quite fibrous. You don't really get a lot of stretch here. But you can feel sensation of that nice lengthening through the outer side of the leg. Just take this pause, catch your breath. Just allowing the heart to reign over the head just for a moment. Not so much thinking, just feeling. Good, and then we're going to power up the legs. So bend the knees a little. Squeeze through the glutes. We're going to sweep all the way back up to standing. Nice flat back. Arms come overhead. We interlace the fingers, temple mudra. So pointy finger stays up. As we exhale, take a side bend to right hand side. Pushing hips to the left. Come back through center. Over to left hand side, opening through the waist. Realigning. Circle the hands down, forward fold. Halfway lifting. At the same time as you lift the chest, kick the left heel up. Holding warrior three once again. Squeezing, stabilizing around hips and pelvis, brace the belly. One big breath, kick a little bit higher. And then allow that left foot to land. We're going to sweep the right leg all the way to the sky. And then shift into plank position. Now we can lower through chaturanga here. Option 2, toes to the back of that left heel. Or as always, feet or knees down. Brace the belly, take a breath. Bend the elbows, exhale, lower. Push through the top of the feet, lift the heart up. Exhale, all the way back to down dog. So quite a long sequence on that right side. Let's finish off, left hand side, even ourselves out. Left heel lifts high. Step all the way through, nice long lunge. Soften back knee down. We're all the way back at the beginning. Hands onto the thigh. Soften the shoulders down. And then we're shifting that back shin, dialing it over to the left side, opening through the right side of the hip just a little more. Just a slightly different position to what we're used to in our linear lunges. And then we add arms, make this a little more dynamic. They float up. As we exhale, straighten front leg, fan the toes, bow the head down. Couple more like that, sweeping, just riding the breath. Good, last one. This time as we come down, stay low, rock forward onto that left foot, realign the back shin, lift the toe up. We're gonna walk down right long side of the mat, turning the body, shifting the heels in, toes out. Good, we're gonna come up, Elbows out, fingertips behind ears. Big breath as you widen. Drop left elbow to left thigh first this time. Inhale up, using core strength right through the obliques down the sides of the waist. Inhale. Exhale. This time we hold here. Drop the bottom hand to the floor. It feels a little far away. We've got to drop into the legs just a bit more. Hold left thigh open. Reach right arm skyward. Twisting through the torso, really rolling right ribs to the sky. Holding steady. Little shaky through the legs. I can feel that as well. Huge breath. And then we transition. Push the back heel away, front toes forward. Reach top arm over. Extended side angle. Strength through the feet so we can lighten up, roll torso open, not here for long. Full breath. Big breath out. Circle all the way up, reverse your warrior position, and then start to straighten front leg as you float up. Trikonasana, left hand side. Maybe there's a block under that bottom hand. Maybe the hand's a little higher than mine. Feel this in your body. Micro bend the knee if you're not feeling this in the muscle but in the joint. As we hold our postures, we have time to really play and discover what works for us. We want to feel length through the limbs, really expansive across the chest. Last breath. Gaze down, both hands land. Square the hips. We're going to walk the fingertips forward. Warrior 3 as we kick the right heel high. Just holding here, building strength, connecting strength right through to the core and that right glute. Kicking the heel back, drawing the toes forward. Inhale. Allow that right foot to land and cross behind the left. Halfway lift. Soften both knees, bow forward. This pause, this rest is as much for you as it is for me. Just catch your breath. Find a little space between ears and shoulders. Softness around the jaw, the eyebrows. And then really plugging in through the feet. Circling the arms overhead with the spine beautiful and straight. Reaching out of the pelvis. Temple mudra at the very, very top. We bend over to left hand side first. Inhale, realign. Over to right. Inhale to recenter once again. And then circle. Swan dive all the way forward. As we half lift and bring the chest up, kick the right heel high. Again, squeezing through the glutes, reaching the crown of the head forward. Holding your balance, holding your pose. And then we allow right foot to land. Sweep the left leg to the sky. 3 options through chaturanga. With leg lifted. With toes to the back of the heel or knees to the earth if you wish, we lower with control. We roll the shoulders back so we can pull the heart forward. And then exhale all the way back to downward facing dog. With the body hopefully now feels really warm, a lot more open. We're going to step the feet wider, then the hands, sit the hips down. Just taking a little pause in Malasana, drawing the thumbs towards heart center. Just a really nice stretch through the groin, the outer hips. I've probably told you before, a bit of movement in hip openers always gives a little bit of relief. If you hold tension and quite a small range of movement around the hip joints, this allows us to hold without that intensity and that deep need of wanting to get out of it really quickly. Good, and then release the hands down, drop the hips. Bringing the feet out in front of us, ensure there's a bit of space behind you to roll down. And we can do this with the support of the hands. I like to reach forward. I find this counterbalances the roll back, but still allows the core work to occur. Just that last little bit of strengthening through center. Just laying the spine down, resting the head. Relaxing the arms to your side, just feeling the weight drop down into the support of the earth. You can breathe deeply again now that we're supine. There's no pressure on the belly, no compression on the chest. We just slide the heels in nice and close. We're going to cross the right leg over the left. Push through that left foot. Shift the hips to the right side of the mat a little, and then guide both knees to the left-hand side. That little shift through the hips just allows us to twist with a really beautiful straight spine. Just encourage both shoulders to relax down onto the mat. You can either keep the gaze up or drop over to right side. Roll back to the middle, realign the hips to the center, and then changing sides, left leg over right. Shifting the hips to the left-hand side, so you're really propped up onto that right glute. We cross the knees to right-hand side, just realigning upper body. I like to look over to the left. I feel it completes that rotation from the tailbone right up to the crown of the head. And then just allow each exhalation to soften you a little further. That's when we exhale, we find space in the body just to drop in. Releasing the knees, roll back to center line. Readjust the hips. You might like to tuck the knees in towards the chest, find a little rock from right to left side, maybe circles to really spread the massage out. You can reverse them, you can take them in opposite directions. If there's any other postures that you'd like to take before we close the practice with Savasana, just finding them now. When it's evening, I love to do legs up the wall just to really soothe the nervous system, preparation for sleep. If it's morning, any sort of back bending and hip opener just to really revitalize the body, to lead you into a nice productive, clear and calm day ahead of you. So doing those now, if you're ready to come into Savasana, just extending the arms and legs. Letting them roll open away from the center line of the body, so taking up loads of space here. Softening the back of the heart down. Just starting to unlock all the joints. Find a nice natural curl through the fingertips and the toes. We start to feel a gentle rise and fall of the breath in the chest and the belly. A softening of all the tiny muscles across the face. With our palms turned skyward, we offer ourselves to this moment. We begin absorbing all the benefits of every single posture we've just completed. I encourage you to stay here in Savasana as long as time permits for you. Just enjoy this time that you've carved out of your day for yourself. Give yourself permission now just to step back and simply be. Thank you for joining me again. Namaste.